Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be giving you an update on how my lawn renovation is getting on. This video is part of my garden renovation series, so if you'd like to watch any of the previous parts, when I built a retaining wall, when I laid the patio, when I levelled the lawn using topsoil, sowed the seed, etc., just head over to my channel, and if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Today's video is just an update video to show you exactly where the lawn's at right now. So if you would like to go back and see the video where I seeded the lawn to begin with, there'll be a link somewhere on screen now where you can head over, watch that video, and when you've watched it, you can come back to this one and see the progress that we've had so far over the past 4 to 5 weeks. Right, so we're 2 weeks in now. You can see, it doesn't look like much has changed. I've been coming out watering it and things. It still just looks like soil. However, what I did notice was that if I come over to this far side, you'll see lots and lots of germination going on. Now, one of the issues that I do have is that the far side isn't germinating as much as this side. Now, the reason being is because that right hand side doesn't really get much sun during the day. Now, this part hasn't really got any sun at the moment. This bit gets a little bit in the day, but for the most part this is in the sun for most of the morning and most of the afternoon, and then this part gets a little bit of it and then not much on the other side. So, you know, thinking ahead, I probably could have gone with more of a shady mix of grass seed, but when it gets to the summer, for maybe half the day, the entire garden's in sunlight. So fingers crossed this all starts to germinate, it all goes well, and hopefully this side picks up in the next week or two. Now, I put the sprinkler on for about 5 minutes of a morning, and then I put it on for about 10 to 15 minutes of an evening, just to make sure that the soil stays moist. Now, we have had a few rainy days, but it hasn't rained today. So I'm gonna get the sprinkler on now, let it go for about 10 minutes, just to get that soil nice and moist, and fingers crossed we'll have some more germination along this side in the coming days. Right, we're now 2 weeks on from seeding the lawn, and as you can tell, we've got lots of patches now where lots of grass is starting to come out. Now, if you look up from where we are here, there's lots and lots of grass that has really started to germinate all the way up the lawn. So it's been about 3 weeks now since I put the seed down, and as you can tell, we've got quite a bit of grass that is really starting to establish itself now. So you can see there are quite a few patches through the lawn, so you can see this grass is doing really, really well now, and there's lots of patches going all the way across, even down towards the front here. You know, you're looking at maybe like an inch and a half now on the grass, which isn't too bad. Put the seed down towards the end of March, and I sort of seeded the back lawn just before we had that nice weather, sort of thinking that the seeds would germinate and sort of sprout out quicker due to having, you know, that warm weather. But what I didn't really anticipate was we had a little bit of frost towards the very end of March and sort of early April time. So we're on the 11th of April now, so it's not as cold as it was, but it's starting to pick up now. I think this is the time where if I was to do this again, like if I was to renovate next year, I'd definitely renovate sort of mid-April, because like I said, we're on the 11th of April now, and the weather's really consistent, so it's not too cold, it's not getting too hot. It's those sort of perfect conditions to keep the soil moist like it sort of is now. Like I watered this sort of early afternoon, and it's about 3 o'clock now, and it's not looking, you know, still moist, not looking too bad at all. So you can see over there, like I said, it's starting to really pick up and turn nice and green. If you come down to the middle of the lawn now, you can see it's doing really, really well. can see now it's been about a month and the lawn isn't looking too bad. Well, this side's not looking too bad anyway. If I just pan across, you can see there's a bit of a difference when you come down to this side, and I've spoken about this previously in the video. However, I'm going to come to that very, very shortly. So this side's looking really, really nice. It does look quite thick when you see it sort of on level with the grass. However, if I do pan up now, you can see there are lots and lots of gaps where, if you're getting close, you can see there is quite a bit of grass there. However, there's lots of spaces between the grass, and even though, you know, it doesn't look horrendous, this is sort of the right thickness. You can see where it's bushed up quite well over here. However, these patches here do need to be overseed because there's nothing there. Like, I know the grass is going to branch out and spread, so you can see some of them are either like 2, 3, 4, 5 in some cases where the blades have like shot off into different shoots. However, there are patches that do need to be overseed. So this side, I've come up towards the back, you can see it's looking really, really, really thick and really healthy at the moment. Now this grass is probably about 10-11 centimeters, so this definitely is ready for a cut. However, the far side is where we have some of the issues. So just let me show you. It looks worse on camera now than what it actually does in person. So if I get in close, you can see there is lots of grass that has been growing over this side, and even over here now there's tons and tons of grass that's doing really, really well. The only issue is it's been in the shade, so it's just taken, ignore this by the way, some polystyrene. It broke up a box before and it blew everywhere. So you can see there is lots of grass, but because of this side being in the shade, it is just taking a long time to sprout out. You know, bit of a problem. You can probably spot what that's from. Yeah, that's the sprinkler that I've been putting on every day just to keep the soil moist whilst the grass is growing. So that definitely needs to be overseeded, but quite a few of the patches do too. This leaves me in a little bit of a predicament, because what I do want to do is I want to cut this side, because I think this side's definitely ready for a cut. It's at the right height that it needs to be. And if we just take the tops off now, the grass is going to start bouncing back and start branching off in different directions and really start to thicken up. So I'm not really going to be doing anything in today's video. It's just an update on how the lawn's been getting on. And if you do have any advice, please put it in the comments below, because I'm new to this. I've never seeded a lawn before. It's the first time I've done it from scratch, and I'm not sure if that is the way it's supposed to look now, or whether it's still looking a little bit too thin and whether it does need a bit of an overseed. So let me know in the comments, should I cut this side now and then cut that side in a couple of weeks, or do I just wait for 2 weeks and then cut the whole thing in one go? I just don't want this side getting out of control and becoming too mental and wild. But yeah, just let me know. I mean, like I said, I always say in my videos, I'm not an expert at any of this. I'm just after a little bit of advice as to how I can improve this back lawn. So yeah, not too bad. Something I do want to show you as well. For the past month, this has been the priority. However, if I just pan up to this side, you'll see that this is where the patio is, and we want to renovate this part of the garden as well to make this a nice lawn. Now, if we're getting close to this, look at the state of that. Look how bad that is. I mean, the grass blades couldn't be any thicker. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of mouse or frog or something living within this, because it's an absolute jungle. Now, what I don't want to happen is any sort of weeds or anything to spread down onto the lawn at the bottom. So I do need to sort that out. I need to sort this out over here, because that looks absolutely horrendous. I mean, look at that massive mighty weed, looking absolutely disgusting. So what I'm going to do is, after we sorted this lawn out, the project is going to move up to the top, and this is going to be the next lawn that I'll be renovating. Now, thanks for watching today's video. If you would like to see the other parts of my garden renovation, like I said earlier, they are all on my channel, so head over there. And if you do like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.